So radar, so where you have heard the name radar, a missile launch ಆಗಿರೋದನ್ನ trace ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ we will be using command and control center ನಲ್ಲಿ they will be using radars. ಅದು one thing. Detect speeding objects, any objects, so that is moving on the sky. ಅದು ಒಂದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಕೂಡ ಕೇಳಿದೀವಲ್ವಾ, ರೇಡಿಯೋ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದನೇ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ರೇಡಿಯೋ. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ radar, so you can see here, so radar means radio detection and ranging. That means, so by using the radio waves, so we will detect the objects and its range, velocity, speed, all those things can be easily detectable. So that is why it is called as radar, radio detection and ranging. So generally how it works actually, so you will be having one transmitter. So radar anta tagondre, if this is a transmitter, so you'll be having two equipments. So one is transmitter and another one is, so these are the two equipments, so where they will work based upon the electromagnetic waves, electromagnetic changes enagutalva. So based upon the changes that will takes place, electromagnetic changes that will takes place on the sky, so based upon that they will actually work. So first and foremost, this transmitter enide alva, so this blue radiation, they will start to emit the radio waves continuously, so without any gap. So continuously they will start to emit the radio waves. So that is one thing. So then idenagate, these radio waves will hit the object, any object, either it is aeroplanes, radar, missiles irbodu, air jets, so anything for that matter, these radio waves will hit the object, then it will reflect towards the receiver. So this radio wave will start to reflect towards the receiver. Then this receiver will say that yes, there is a presence of an object on the sky. So it will say that radio waves bantu receive aitu vapas anta helude, so there must be an object. So that is the concept. Then these receivers, so by transmitter and receiver, so eradu emit agiruvanta speed as well as receive agiruvanta time. So by calculating both the things, first and foremost it can detect that there is a presence of an object. So that is one thing, and it can calculate the distance, so from the radar system, so ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್, ಸೊ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ, ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು 6 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ 1 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಗೆ, ಸೊ 1 ಅವರ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ 60 kilometers per minute ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ per hour it will move around 360 kilometers. So since it is emitting continuously the radio waves, it can easily calculate the moving speed of any object on the sky. I'm sorry, 3600. So totally in general we can calculate the speed of any moving object that is present on the sky. Correct alva? So hagagi it is easy to detect plus to calculate the distance and to calculate the speed of any moving object. So that is the system where we are using, especially in military purpose. So ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? So if there is any object is present, it will make mark. So air traffic control nallu kuda it will be very helpful. So air traffic control nalli you can find these graphs. So if there is any presence of aeroplane, so it will be marked with a dot. So idralli ಒಳಗಡೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ you can find so many aeroplanes here. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, which can say the presence of moving aeroplanes. So ಅದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ aeroplanes on their own path. That will be detected by using these radars. So this is the basic concept about radars. ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ವಾ? So that is what. So radar means radio detection and ranging. For the first time this word is coined by US Navy in the year 1940. For the first time, so this word has been coined by US Navy. So idu gottirli, maybe FDA SDA nalli they may ask you these things. Other one is it can easily detect, track the object, as well as it can calculate the velocity of any moving object which is present on the sky. Clear? So it can determine the distance, velocity, as well as the physical characteristics of moving objects. So this will be helpful to track the objects such as aircrafts, moving ships. Alva? So ships only we are using only radars, and in submarines we are using sonars. So the difference gotirli. So in ship we are using radars, whereas in submarines we are using sonars. Clear? So to track the satellites, or it may be any automobiles or astronomical bodies. So it is very easy to track those systems by using this radar system. So this is your static part. Okay. So next we'll discuss about the current affairs. We can easily track the movement of any objects that belongs to enemy nations. Alva? Either it may be aircraft, jets agirbodu. So we can use these radars for the surveillance purpose, especially in the borders. Clear, alva? As of now, in India, what we are using, so long range radars have capacity to give surveillance up to 3000 kilometers only. So if you place any radar, so especially Chitradurga, Karnataka place madre, so it can give surveillance up to the range of 3000 kilometers. So at present, which is very low. So at global level, if you calculate, that is very, very least, because you have so much of advanced radars which are present in different nations. Clear, alva? So 3000 kilometers anta helidre approximately Indian border. So from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, we have approximately 3500 kilometers range there. So only within the range of our Indian border, so you can give surveillance. So what if the enemy has already entered into, I mean, if it is giving surveillance only towards the borders, it is, you will get to know only when the enemy enter your border. Olagade enter aadmele you will get to know. So otherwise it is very difficult. So hagagi navu ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? We have to increase the range of these radars. Clear, alva? So hagagi the government of India has started an agreement with Russia. So same thing. So how, where we are using in military, how it is useful for military, yesterday same thing what we have discussed. So it is used to detection, tracking, as well as to give surveillance. Surveillance means it will provide the information of any moving object, ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ಸೇರಿದೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So either aircrafts or missiles that belongs to India or it belongs to any alien nations. So adana kuda easy agi you can calculate in specific we can use in military. In general you can use for all the defense purpose. Clear, alva? As well as for the surveillance purpose. So this is your general information. As I said, to increase the strength of India in Indian Ocean region, as well as to increase the range of the radar. So we had an agreement with Russia. So airport ali we will be using radars for air traffic control, ATC iruttala. So allinda every aeroplane will be monitored from ATC. It is called as air traffic controller. ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡದೊಂದು radar system ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿದಿರಾ, ಅದರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ದೊಡ್ಡದೊಂದು radar ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So ಆ ರೀತಿ multiple radars will be used to transmit the radio waves as well as to receive the radio waves, so that they can get information about all the moving aircraft. So at present ನಾನು already ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ the range is very low. So it will cover only the borders of India. To extend the capacity of radars, we had an agreement with Russia. So this is the largest and most advanced radars, one of the most advanced radars which are present in the world. Idi bhumi meliro most advanced radar. Clear? So we had an agreement of $4.5 billion. So one the equipment it costs around 450 crores. Clear? So idralli we have two important things. One, the range is extremely high. That means vertically from the earth towards the sky, it can cover up to 8,000 kilometers. any object that is moving up to the height of 8,000, it can extend up to 10,000 kilometers. So that is more than sufficient. And horizontally, it can cover up to 8,000 kilometer range. Clear? Vertical agi ಜಾಸ್ತಿ height na cover ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, up to 8,000 kilometer, as well as horizontally it can cover 8,000 kilometers. I'm sorry, 6,000 kilometers. That means, so e radar in the, what is the benefit to India? So previous radars were not able to cover both Pakistan in the left side and China in the right side, as well as Indian Ocean, so in the bottom. But these radar, it is called as Voronezh. Some people will call it as Voronezh and some will call it as Voronezh. Voronezh radar, so which we are going to purchase from Russia. Clear? So this is first important point. And second most important point is, we are going to place, we have planned, it is not yet finalized, so we have planned to install this radar in Chitradurga. So in India, ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅನ್ನ we have not yet selected. So as of now we have selected, ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, so we have not yet received this radar. Clear? So after receiving, we have, as of now we have planned to install it in Chitradurga, which is present in Karnataka. So from here it can cover, so this green range ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, so this is the range of the radar. So it can cover, so Pakistan, so easily you can cover the Pakistan as well as Afghanistan and other countries. So in the east side you can cover the entire China. So these are our enemy nations alva basically. And in the coastal areas, so Indian waters ana kuda you can completely cover the Indian Ocean range enide alva, IOR. So Indian Ocean region ana kuda you can easily cover by using this Voronezh radar. Correct alva? So this will be the most advanced radar which is present in the world as of now. Clear? So this current affairs is important. Idanna bitre bere yavudunu current affairs illa with respect to radar. Clear? So hagagi idanna mention ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. So India's potential acquisition of, take down the same words. So ಯಾವಾಗ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, we have ordered in April 2025 ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. So we may get this very soon. Clear? So India's potential acquisition of Russia's Voronezh range, Voronezh radar, VORONEZH, Voronezh or Voronezh radar. So next one is range. What is the range? So take down like this, range, vertical range. So vertically means from bottom to top. So it can cover up to 8,000 kilometers. Whereas horizontally 6,000 kilometers. Clear? So where it can cover both the enemy nations. So because of which it can cover both Pakistan as well as China plus Indian Ocean region. So if we purchase this equipment, so it will show the power of India in Indian Ocean region. So Indian Ocean region only, so you can have the best of best surveillance. Alva? So idrinda namige ಏನು help ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? So before any jets or missiles which are entering into the border, you can immediately shut down those aircrafts, missiles. Alva? Pakistan ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣನೇ immediate ಆಗಿ ಇದು ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ. So it can be very easily traceable and you can shut down those missiles or jets from enemy nations. Either it is Pakistan or it is from China or it is any from China. Indian Ocean region ಅನ್ನು ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ? China is occupying, so Indian Ocean region. So Sri Lankaದಲ್ಲಿ you have Hambantota port ಇದೆ. So ಅದನ್ನ they are also covering. Alva? So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ this equipment can cover all the three regions. Clear? So this is your current affairs. It can cover, it can detect stealth aircraft. Stealth aircraft means, so which can travel 3 to 4 times more than the speed of sound. Extreme speed ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಕೂಡ, see some aircrafts or missiles, they will travel extremely speed so that some radars cannot detect those aircrafts or jets. ಅಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುವಂತ ಸೊ ಜೆಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿವೆ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಟ್ರೇಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಎನಿ ರಾಡಾರ್ಸ್. But this radar is so advanced that it can detect any kind of jets at any speed. Clear? So fighter jets. So why we have mentioned fighter jets? Generally fighter jets are extremely speed. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಟ್ ಆಗಿ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬೋತ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಮಿಸೈಲ್ಸ್, ಫೈಟರ್ ಜೆಟ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ಇಂಟರ್ಕಾಂಟಿನೆಂಟಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಮಿಸೈಲ್ ICBMs. So what is the range? ICBMs estirutte speed, I mean range, what is the range? More than 5,500 kilometers. Intercontinental ballistic missiles we have discussed while discussing about missiles. Clear? So this is about your radars. One is static portion, other one is current affairs. So use in navigational ships. So this is normal information, general information. So because of poor visibility and bad weather condition, so radars provide safety by warning the threats. So usually we are using it for meteorological purpose. IMD, Indian Meteorological Department ಏನಿದೆಯೋ, they are also using to forecast the weather. ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, it will send the radio waves so towards the cloud. So it will reflect the clouds will reflect the radio waves. So then we will get to know that intensity of cloud. So cloud intensity ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, so IMD will send a notification that ಇನ್ನು 2-3 ದಿನಗಳು ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, so the same thing has been announced by IMD, Indian Meteorological Department. Also, so ಹಾಗಾಗಿ for weather forecasting also we can use these radars. So this is an example ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So first, so this is second example alva. First example was in military, second example is in navigation. So third also you can use this for weather forecasting. So these are the general uses of our radars. So next we will discuss about sonar, sound, navigation and ranging. So hagagi elli kelidiri, where you have heard about sonars. So it is not possible to use radars in your submarines. So because radio waves nimige water nalli easy agi pass agodilla. So there we can use these sonars, sound, navigation and ranging. Kalva? So that is why it is called as sound, navigation and ranging. Usually, so now we discuss madadalva yesterday, submarines. So in submarines we are using sonars. The same, the working nature will be same with respect to radar as well as sonars, but in radars we are using the radio waves, here we are using the sound waves. Just a difference, and general working nature will be similar to that of radar as well. So allu kuda en madutte, it can, radar will detect the objects, so this will also detect the objects which are present under the water. So below the water level any objects ittu anta helidre, that can be easily detectable by using sonars. So that is why we are using in submarines alva. So you can see here, so image radio sound waves it will emit, so it will hit the object, again it will receive back the sound alva, sound waves wapas bandu hit agutte. So then it will submarine will come to know that, so there is another submarine which is present. So ಯಾವ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ವಾಪಸ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, so based upon that you can also calculate the speed of the opposite submarine alva. Speed of the submarine as well as the direction of the submarine can be calculated, same as that of radar. Clear? So one, to calculate the distance, second one to calculate the depth of the sea. So see that ನೀವು ಕೆಳಗಡೆಗೆ sound waves ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಯಿಸಿದ್ರೆ, so it will hit the bed of the sea, again it will reflect back. So by which you can calculate the depth of the sea. So ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, you can calculate the submarines where to travel, ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಬಾರದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಕೂಡ you can calculate by using this, as well as from ship can also calculate the submarines. ಸೊ ಶಿಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೌಂಡ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಯಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವ ಸಬ್ಮರೀನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, ಸೊ ಅಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲಿಂಗ್, ಅದನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫಿಶಿಂಗ್ ಝೋನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಫಿಶಿಂಗ್ ಝೋನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 10-20 ಮೀನುಗಳು ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿಶಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್, ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಗ್ರೂಪಿಗೆ ಸೌಂಡ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಹಾಯಿಸಿದಾಗ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಸೊ ಬೈ ವಿಚ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ದ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಫಿಶಿಂಗ್ ಝೋನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಫಿಶಿಂಗ್ ಝೋನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸೋನಾರ್ಸ್ ಐದರ್ in the ship or it may be in the submarines. So these are the general applications of your sonar. Clear? So apart from this, we have one more word. So even bats are using the same thing. So this is called as echolocation. So bats ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, you try to understand this word. It is called as echolocation. ಅಲ್ವಾ? So first ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, it will emit the sound wave. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ರೇಂಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಮಿಟ್ ದ ಸೌಂಡ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೌಂಡ್ ವೇವ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹಿಟ್ ದ ವಾಲ್, ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಈ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಬ್ಯಾಟಿಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ದ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದರ ದಾರಿಯನ್ನ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಫ್ಲೈ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ. ಈಗ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಸಡನ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ ದ ಸೌಂಡ್ ವೇವ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಏನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೈಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕಣ್ಣು ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ. ಸೊ ಕಣ್ಣು ಕಾಣದೇ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಷನ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಕೋ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್. ಇಕೋ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಕೋ? ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದು ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ 2-3 times, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಕೋ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್, ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ the dolphins or whales, so plus the submarines. Okay, so we'll take down. So echolocation ಒಂದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So echolocation means it is a biosonar. Usually it is used by natural organisms such as bat as well as your whales. So just it is a definition. So uses sound waves to detect, locate and measure the speed of any object under the water. So this will be the definition of your sonar. So example, so navigation of submarines. Basically it is used for the navigational purpose in our submarines. Clear? So apart from artificial sonar, if it is natural, that is called as echolocation. So these are used by bats. Basically, bats are the best example for. So sonar is artificial one. So echolocation, so it is adopted by the animals. So this is natural one. Example, bat. If the question is why we are using sound waves rather than radio waves, so below the water, same thing. The sound waves can travel perfectly very well inside the water, so when compared to the radio waves. So that is why we are using sound waves. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೀರು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಸ್ವಿಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಪೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ವಿಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಪೂಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಕೂಗಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದವರಿಗೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದವರಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ. ಸೊ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ರಾಡಾರ್ಗೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೋನಾರ್ಗೂ?